With Lebanon still reeling from the deadly attacks that saw thousands of pagers and many walkie-talkies detonate, many are now wondering if more common consumer devices like smartphones or smartwatches could be vulnerable to such a similar attack. The short answer is yes, it could hypothetically be done, but the methods to go about doing this are very complex and potentially very expensive. First, let's talk about the obvious things that a lot of people are thinking about: smartphones. The big platforms, Apple and Android, experts say those are very, very difficult to compromise and, frankly, again, expensive to compromise. Those companies and others like them are constantly looking for vulnerabilities and issuing updates. Pagers and walkie-talkies, however, are mostly stagnant technologies. There are very few gatekeepers anymore, so they're very prone to vulnerabilities. For the most part, there's no one looking out for loopholes. But it's also important to point out that experts speculate that the walkie-talkies and pagers that detonated in Lebanon were likely tampered with beforehand. Regardless, in a 2021 report, research firm Gartner warned that this sort of scenario could play out within 5 years. That's sort of what we're seeing right now. But what about common household items like thermostats, printers, even laptops? Because they all use batteries that can overheat, they could be vulnerable too, but again, they're probably not as vulnerable as pagers or two-way radios. Again, we should point out that experts say it's very difficult to cause physical harm with remote access to many of these consumer devices. Even if batteries are the main target through malicious firmware updates, those batteries would have to hypothetically be charged at 100% to potentially cause problems. In this new era, although rare, the devices we carry with us and use so much could become targets, though again, it's still the older technology that's still probably the most vulnerable. It's widely speculated